Okay, this is a Leningrad match. Just want to show you some real basic stuff. I mean, it's not obviously the best match I've ever had, but there is some educational things you can learn in here. This is the lineup. The first thing you do in a DD is to check where, how many boats have radar, where they're at, and how many DDs you're going up against, so you know the comp of the other team. So that way you can spot those first before you make any moves. If you do not know where the radar is, you should not be going into a cap. So just checking out where the radar ships are at right now. Who we need to go against and stuff, and what the enemy DDs are and how many of them there are. So that's the first thing I look at. Okay, we're noticing that my Kagero, and I don't try to get other ships to go where I want them to go because it just doesn't work in randoms. But the Kagero is going to be, slow this down a little bit. So the Kagero here is going to be, so I am going to go to A because I don't like going where they are. Okay, so going into A here, I still don't know where the radar ships are, so I'm going to really kite this cap. Contest it, but I don't want to get too overexposed. I see the Baltimore there, and I don't know what his intentions are yet, and we're still missing the Cleveland, so I'm just going to take it easy going in here. It looks like there's a lot of red coming down here, so I don't want to get overextended into this cap, but I do want to contest it. And I know the Baltimore is obviously out of radar range, so we're just going to kind of stay on the edge of it here and prevent them from capping it. If you notice the fighters coming in there, I really don't like it when CVs plant their fighters over the top of you, so I do make that known in the chat, because then you have to burn a smoke or something, and that's just a waste of a smoke. So I'm also trying to stay away from those airplanes to prevent that from happening. Leningrad doesn't have very long torp range, it's only 8 kilometers, so there's no sense in me shooting any torpedoes at something I can't hit. All that does is let them know, where I'm at. Spotted the Kiev here, and I could take some shots at him, but there's like 6 red boats here. So if I shoot, I'm exposed and going to get focus fired by the entire enemy team. I can outspot him, so I'm going to spot him and hope my team can take some shots at him. They don't capitalize on this, but I think a lot of people, your first reaction when you spot the other DD is to open fire. And remember, for 20 seconds then you are exposed. And with that many red people here, I probably wouldn't have came out of that one, so that's why I didn't want to open fire. So he's out of my spotting range. I outspot him, so I know I can get a little shorter. There's no radar down here. Baltimore's at B, so I'm safe to push a little bit, but I don't want to get spotted with all those ships down here. So my goal here is to, remain out of the detection range of all these ships. But he popped smoke, so I'm doubting he's going to push this direction. He probably ran north. So I want to get a little bit closer here and throw some torpedoes into that. Don't waste your torpedo shots. If you don't have a good shot at them, there's no reason to shoot them. It just gives away your position. So I'm going to come back out and kite, just in case that Kiev spots me. If he spots me out of the smoke, I'm going to get focused. So I'm trying to make sure that doesn't happen.
Our victory is in sight.
I owe you one.
Okay, that Richelieu is pushing through for some reason. No sign of the Kiev. This is a good opportunity to actually pop smoke and use your guns at this point. They can't radar you. The Richelieu is being spotted by the other members of the team, so I'm not actually providing the spotting here. So one thing is DD, you need to keep in mind, if you're in the smoke, you're not spotted anymore either. So if you're spotting a ship and you pop smoke, the enemy team can't shoot it. So you don't want to cause that to happen, but in this case, it's a Richelieu, and he's being spotted by the rest of the team, so I can pop and use my guns on him here, try to get some fires going and stuff, without losing the spot on him. A lot of DDs you'll see them popping smoke like that, and then nobody can spot the ships. Your primary goal is to spot them and allow your team to shoot them. But in this, I got 2 fires right there. So in your situation like this, you can, now you can run smoke because he can't spot you. He has no hydro. The Kiev is off Lollygagging north because I hit him with a torp earlier. So this Richelieu's gonna go down. This isn't a really, good match to show you all the stuff because enemy team isn't particularly good here. But as far as positioning goes, I'm staying in the smoke now. Use it while you can. The only torpedoes down here are the Kiev, and he's not going to get anywhere near me. So I really am in no danger right here. Most of the time I don't recommend staying in the smoke, but they have nothing here. The T-61 is north. There's nothing here that's going to shoot me. As I back out of the smoke here, my smoke starts to go out. I'm going to do it slowly, because there's Kiev. I didn't know where he went. So we're going to get back into smoke, so he can't shoot me. Fire at him. So he had no chance to fire back. I used what was left of my smoke to stay hidden. There's always a delayed reaction from when you go into the smoke to where you lose the detection of the other player. So you can use that to get those couple shots off when they can't shoot you back. We got a dipshit on the other team saying how we should play better when we're up by 600 points and have all 3 caps. If you ever get anybody like that on your team, you can tell them just to go back to port, because when you're winning by 600 points and only lost 1 ship, and somebody's complaining about that, there's something wrong. Complete steamroll here. So now the match is pretty much over. I stayed at A the whole time, contesting it, making sure that was going to happen. They put a lot of people down at A, and we were able to hold it the whole time. So they really didn't have enough firepower anywhere else to counter anything that we were doing. That's why they got steamrolled. So now it's just mopping up here. So we only lost 2 ships in this one. You look at the match I've got here. I've got 30k. So it's not a lot of damage in a DD, but I got a solo cap, and 2 kills out of it. So you're contributing because you're contesting the cap the whole time, and it results in a win, and that's kind of what you're after. It's how you carry matches, by contesting caps like this, and then when it does matter, or when you're looking for opportunities to make those shots, you don't really want to create the opportunities because you're a DD, and if you push too early in things when you don't know where things are at, that's how you die early. Now we're just putzing around on this New Mexico here for no reason. Before this thing ends, Leningrad's a great boat if you have it. If you don't, if it comes up for sale, or you can get in the crate or something, it's an awesome boat. It's one of those, you really can't go wrong in this thing. It's got a lot of good attributes to it. This should be the end here pretty quick. There's the end. Okay, thanks for watching.